morning again, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, we're getting into further conversation this morning, and as a part of that, I have the privilege of sitting with Mrs. Denisha Jones. And this morning, we're chatting a bit about home gardening, something that a lot of us like getting into in our free time, but something that most of us don't really see the need for, as we often go to the market on our weekends and make that a part of our weekly schedule. Or just when we're at the grocery, we make sure to pick up those fresh produce that we usually use. But for when we talk about food security and the need for individuals to take part in that, we're talking about home gardening and that sustainable lifestyle. And this morning, we have Mrs. Jones with us, and you are from the Division of Agriculture from the Home Gardening Unit. Tell us a bit more about your unit, as a number of persons don't really know that the unit exists. Tell us a bit about the unit.
Okay, so good morning to you, good morning to the viewers. So the Home Gardening Unit, we basically encourage home gardeners into agricultural production. We know persons consider it to be a demeaning field, to be heavy work, but it is something that can be relaxing, something that, you could de-stress, and we try to provide that avenue for home gardeners. We encourage them through training. We assist them by establishing their gardens. Of course, first preference will go to the elderly persons. We work along with the schools. Hopefully we can be able to do some tours to some other gardeners so that home gardeners will be able to see different techniques.
Okay, so is it that you send professionals out to persons' home gardens to see what they're doing and help them to enhance their production, or is it that you guys host workshops and conferences where you invite home gardeners to be a part of it?
Okay, so it's a bit of a both. So it's a team. We have 2 field officers, and I would like to mention them, Cody Moore and Aral John, and 2 laborers attached, Samantha Buffett and OJ. So we actually go out and establish the gardens. So they would do all the land prep. They will assist with planting out everything, weeding. If persons need assistance with getting manure, we will provide that as well. So we start them up. Of course, able-bodied persons like ourselves, yes, we would get more of a demonstration. So we would start, and follow-up visits will be done, yes, where we'd guide you with advice and so forth. But with the elderly persons, from time to time, we would actually go and assist them with starting over, if anything.
Okay, excellent. So how can someone get connected to the division for you to even know that they are interested in having a home garden, or if they have a home garden that they feel like it's really not successful at all? They find themselves losing crops on a monthly basis. Something just is off, and as much as they try their own self-education, it can only go so far. So tell us how people can get connected.
Okay, so we have a home gardening page and an Instagram page, also a YouTube channel, Home Gardening Initiative. They can also email us at homegardeninginitiative@life.com, and there's also a hotline number, 639-4616, that they can contact us. We work along with the plant protection unit. So if persons have issues with pest and disease, they can also contact us, send photos. Well, there's also a WhatsApp chat, but it's a bit full at the moment. But they can, if anything, send us emails, photos of the problems, and we will get the necessary advice and recommendations.
Right, and you also indicated that you guys offer training and courses as well. So you do the workshop, the training and courses, in addition to visiting persons' home garden. Right. Tell us a bit about the courses and when it starts, and how can persons get involved?
So the first course we will be having it starts on April 6th. That is all about herbs. It's going to end on November 16th. The last course will be pest and disease management. In October, the unit's contribution towards the World Food Day activities will be doing a training session on hydroponics, as we know that home gardeners are interested in that. It will be our first face-to-face training session that we'll be conducting. 2 of it will be online, but 2 days would be face-to-face sessions where persons would actually get that practical experience.
And I'm assuming that because of this, there's now a community that has been created. You spoke a bit about having a WhatsApp group. So tell us a bit about that home gardeners community or association that has been created. Why is it important for persons to find themselves being a part of these type of communities?
Okay, so the home garden chat, currently it's 137 persons on it. It's active. We encourage home gardeners where whenever they harvest their produce, they can post it. There's a bit of a bartering occurring where if anybody happened to get extra seedlings, they would share their produce. Every morning from Monday to Friday, I will provide tips on different aspects in regards to crops. So, daily they get that sort of encouragement.
Right. And so talk to us about the education aspect of it. So you guys have that training set up. But you spoke about the need for getting down into the schools, even from the primary school level. When you talk about getting down to the primary school level, is it for the skills aspect of it, or is it more focused on changing attitudes towards agriculture and gardening? Talk to us about that.
Well, it's both actually. Now, the Division of Education, they provided that they wanted to get into innovation. I believe through us contributing by distributing the smart watering systems. And when I say smart, I want to clarify that because I know the secondary school students, they've been asking us if it's something that can operate via an app from a phone. It is not that smart, but it waters on its own. It's easy to mount. It's a pretty simple system. But in regards to bringing that innovation, we are trying for students to be able to see the different gardening techniques so that they can make that comparison between that self-watering system and the conventional gardening. And I know at that age, especially primary school children, they will look at agriculture as being a demeaning thing. So, bringing all these sorts of systems allow them to see innovation, to see that there's a difference, and hopefully can encourage them, because I know that schools will do career days and everybody wants to be a doctor and everybody wants to be an attorney and all these things, and parents want that. That is great. But agriculture is the backbone of life. If you don't have farmers, we don't have food. Right. And then what's going to happen?
And even in addition to them being lawyers and doctors and nurses and communications professionals, they can still have their gardens at home, for that food security, safety, and sustainability. Correct. And their contribution to society. So I want to thank you so much for coming. But before you go, tell the people more about the courses and the fact that it's not just for persons who already have a garden, but if you want to start up a garden, you can also attend and get the education, where they can register for the courses and all of that.
Okay, so we have topics all about herbs, starting a home garden, vegetable management, growing passion fruit, starting a nursery, how to grow tomatoes. We have hydroponics, pest and disease management. There's a link that is attached to our post on the Facebook page. It's also on the division space page. Home gardeners can click on that and they will be able to register. Currently, we have 641 registered persons. I know that the platform can hold about 100. Why we didn't close it off is because we've observed that from time to time when persons try to get into sessions and they lock it off, they're disappointed and there isn't no way for them to receive the information. What this will do by us leaving it open, that even though they didn't get into the session on that day, the recordings and information will be shared. So once they go on our Facebook page, Home Gardening Initiative, they will get the link there or on the divisions page as well. So we are hoping that, they would still continue.
So is it that this is going to be hosted on the Zoom platform? It's virtual, right?
Yes, it's virtual.
Right, and it's going to be hosted on Zoom platform?
On Jitsi.
On Jitsi, okay. Is that because of safety, security reasons? Because I would think that if we have so much persons registered that we would try to move to a platform that can accommodate everyone.
Well, I am not all that tech savvy. It's the link, and I know some platforms you have to pay for it. And because it's the division, but I'm going to have that conversation in regards to IT, what platform we can use so that we can accommodate more persons. But just in case, once they register, we will get their email addresses so that we can always forward the information to them.
Right. And I know that with the government emails, which is .gov.tt, that also comes with Microsoft Access, which has Teams connected to it, which has unlimited access to how much people can enter a Teams meeting. So that's something that you might be able to look into as well. So just to allow for the inclusivity as much person as possible.
And I just want to quickly take the opportunity to say that on the 6th of April, that we will be in the market, Scarborough Market, along with the marketing department. We'll be distributing free seedlings to persons there. So we are hoping that they will come up because they don't have a lot on that day with B-Mobile and ADB and so forth distributing stuff. So I'm hoping that persons come out. I just want to remind them to bring a box to collect your planting materials.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for being here. And we are excited to see all that is happening at the home gardening unit at the Division of Agriculture. So again, Mrs. Jones, thank you for taking the time out to be here with us this morning. Guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with much more. See you after the break.
It's a brand new morning.